With the contentious development of security issues, international tensions confront among other nations. Russia disrupted the world recently. Let's bring in Dr. Satoru Nagao, non-resident fellow at Hudson Institute. Thanks for joining us this evening. Let's start the Global Affairs Insider. As a global policy analyst, Mr. Sagao, what do you think is the impact of Russia's aggression to Ukraine's current situation on the East Asian region? How do you think it will affect the geopolitical domains and foreign relations, including economic operations?
The impact is very big, I think. Firstly, Russia's aggression in Ukraine is unilateral action to change the status quo by force. So if the international community allow Russia to do that, other countries want to follow. For example, China want to invade Taiwan. So, but legitimate reason is needed. And if Russia succeeded in Ukraine, the unilateral action to change the status quo by force is one kind of trend. So there's a high possibility that China will find a chance to follow such kind of military operation. That is the reason the impact is big. But thanks to the resistance of the Ukraine, many countries realize that without support of the locals, it is nearly impossible to win. And currently, this situation itself has improved. And at the same time, there are the other impacts of this Russia's aggression towards Ukraine. Indeed, Russia or China, which one is more bigger threat? For a long time, people are talking, and recently, America's strategy focusing on China. But if Russia will be the top priority for the U.S. strategy, United States need to deploy the military forces in Europe, and as an alternative energy source, the United States need to deploy the forces in the Middle East too. If so, United States cannot share the enough size of the military force to the Indo-Pacific. So in this case, this is a global impact. So how to deter China and Russia at the same time will be big matter now. Thanks to the strong resistance of Ukraine, this serious situation is easing. So this impact has easing, but at the same time, the impact itself is very big, I think. Thank you. I should stop it.
So what do you think may be the long-term impact of this behavior of Russia to the world order today?
Yeah, Russia hasn't stopped their military operation in the 2008 against Georgia, in 2014 the Crimea and Eastern Ukraine, and now after that Russia has intensified the military operation in Syria, Libya, or by using the private military company like Wagner. They intensified the military operation in Africa or Central and South America too. So Russia hasn't stopped their military operation. That is the reason. As a result, we face Russia's aggression in Ukraine this time. But we should not forget, Russia is brutal militarily, but Russia's economy is weak. Russia's economy depending on the exporting the energy resources or agricultural resources. But their economy is not strong. So Russia rely on the military. That is their diplomacy. That is a problem. And this time, because of the size of the military operation, international community realized that Russia is also the long-term threat. Not only China, but also Russia is priority. So it will affect the world situation.
Okay. So who may take advantage of the situation between Russia and Ukraine? Are there potential threats to the world order in this developing story?
Yes, in this case, indeed, China has advantage. It looks like that when the Russia aggression toward Ukraine has started, China confused this situation on surface. But indeed, the view from the situation, China has advantage because Russia will be under strong economic sanction from the Western country and Japan and others. So in this case, Russia will rely on China economically. China will buy the energy resources from Russia. China will buy the agricultural resources from Russia. So in this case, Russia rely on China. And China will expand influence toward Russia. And if China will take the responsibility to mediate the Russia and Ukraine in the future, in this case, China can expand influence towards not only in Russia, but also in the European countries. So China gets the chance to expand influence in Russia and Europe through this invasion. That's why China has the advantage this time. That is a concern for Japan and the country around China.
Okay. So what role does America play based on current foreign relations? Is this scenario a disadvantage more to the EU or America or both? And what will happen based on your political calculations?
Okay, when we think about the United States and its influence, we should not forget one fact. The United States says their history is only 256 years, I think. So not long, but this is very important because if the history is so short, the United States spent only 169 years to change from just a colony of British Empire to the only one superpower in the world. So American history proves that America is developing very fast pace. And last 76 years, America has maintained this status, the only one superpower in the world. That is also the fact. So, and through this process, all of the rivals, like the Soviet Union, Germany, or Japan, was disappeared. So, when we check the current world, Russia or China is challenging the US-led world order. But indeed, America has a strong record to win the competition. And indeed, there is one advantage the US has. US has 52 allies. 52 allies, including Taiwan in this case, but these 52 is formal allies based on the treaty. But when we check how many allies China has only North Korea, only one. Yes, China-Russia cooperation, China-Pakistan cooperation, China-Myanmar cooperation as a partner. There are some of the partners China has. But anyway, US has 52 formal allies, and China has only one formal ally. And this number is very important in the last three competitions. In the World War I, the winner side consists of 32 countries, but loser side only 4. In World War II, the winner side has 54 countries, but the loser side has only 8. During the US-Soviet Cold War, winner side has 54 allies, and loser side only 26. So number of allies indicates that who will be the winner in the competition, next competition. US and China, US and Russia. US has 52 allies, former allies, and China do not have so many, only one North Korea and some partners. So in this case, US has an advantage to win the competition. So we should not forget this fact. US has an advantage in the competition, even if now. Thank you.
Belarus, Turkey are some of the countries who play or act as mediators. What impact can these countries bring into the table? Who should further mediate if there are, if it's needed, and why?
Okay, this is a good question. Putin is seeking the Korea victory because Putin mobilized a huge military and started this invasion. He thought without something the victory to prove Putin has done well, Putin cannot finish this war. But now, because of the strong resistance of the Ukraine, Putin hasn't done enough. In this case, what Putin can do? To extend the deadline of the test is one of the solutions. Because if the test has finished, the teacher will calculate the score, Putin's score, and it will prove Putin lose this war. So need to extend the deadline is the first thing. And secondly, Putin need to recalculate where is the goal. Change the goalpost, people say. If Putin's goal, original Putin's goal, is occupying Ukraine, it will not happen. But if Putin's goal is occupying some part of Ukraine, especially the eastern area or southern area, it will be the practical goal for Russia. So Putin needs to move the goalpost or definition of the clear victory to prove Putin has done well. So after that, the time will come to mediation. So Belarus, Turkey, other countries try to stop the Putin's operation in Ukraine by mediation. But when will be the best time to mediate this war? In this case, when Putin thinks they will got the clear victory, that time Russia has the will to accept to mediate. But viewed from the current strong resistance of Ukraine, I think Russia cannot accept the result of the war, and that is the reason that Russia cannot accept the mediation itself. So it is not easy to finish this war, I think. So if there is something to stop this military operation, Russia or Ukraine prove their victory, that will be the timing to stop this military operation. So situation in the war as an initiative indeed, instead of the mediation.
Dr. Satoru Nagao, non-resident fellow at Hudson Institute, thank you. This is Rayron Del Rosario. That's the Global Affairs Insider. Follow us for our next